Hello, and welcome to Too Fated to Play. I'm one of your hosts, Eggs, and I'm here alongside my buddy, LSD.
Hey, man, what's going on? What's going on, everybody?
We are the podcast where we drink a lot of alcohol and talk about video games.
That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to talk about video games, and we're going to drink about it.
Oh, yeah. So how have you been?
Busy. I've been out of town, working down there in Hilton Head. It's a big project going on down there, so I've been down there pretty much all week. I think we're going to be down there for like the next 6 months.
Okay.
So I got to come home, go back. So it's pretty huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about you?
I've just been playing Final Fantasy Rebirth.
Final Fantasy.
That's pretty much all I've been doing since it came out.
Yeah. I remember you said, like, when Final Fantasy come out, don't call me.
Well, it's at the time of this is being recorded, the game's only been out, a week? A week and a couple days, and I've got 50 hours in it.
Oh, yeah, you was grinding.
So, and the only time I wasn't playing it, I was editing the podcast. So,
I'm not mad at you. So how is it?
It's really good. There's a few like small things that I have complaints about. There's a couple little mechanics they introduce into it just to take the mechanic away, so that they didn't really like fully flesh out some of those smaller mechanics, and it just feels weird to use them. And then I don't know if this complaint is more because I know how the story of the game goes, but I feel like there's a few things they did in the original through subtlety that I liked better in the story part. Because, like, there'll be, say there's like 5 scenes that happen, and each time in the scene something weird happens, and you have no information, so you're sitting there puzzling it alongside the characters.
Yeah.
And then on scene 6, they'll give you, the player, a tiny little detail that adds a little bit to the mix. And then now you're going in with this extra puzzle piece to the story that you're trying to figure out.
Okay.
In this, and I don't know if it's just because I already know the answer to the story, but I feel like they're being a little heavy-handed with the clues.
All right.
In comparison. And it doesn't bother me as much because it's not a mystery. I know what's happening, so I don't know if... I guess it's more just like a new player, someone who's never played these games before. I feel like they're giving away some of the secrets, so I don't know.
Yeah, that would be me. I've never played it, so I've seen just a little bit of play. I came over when you first got it, and I saw the what was it, the marching part where you had to do those combos.
Yeah, in Junon Harbor.
Yeah. And for what I saw, the gameplay looked pretty good. And you know, I'm not a Final Fantasy guy, but it looks like I'll probably pick that up. But I did pick up some games last week. I picked up Prince of Persia finally.
Okay, yeah, you were talking about that beforehand.
Yeah, man. It's an awesome game.
Is it?
I don't even know how many hours I got into it, but I know I sat there and played it for like 12 straight hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I didn't get up. I sat there and I played Prince of Persia. And what's cool about it is it's not like the previous Prince of Persia where it was like, you know, kind of all 3-dimensional and stuff like that. It's more like a side scroller. Okay. So it kind of reminds me of Metroid a little bit.
Okay. And that's kind of what I got from the trailers I saw of it, was it looked Metroid-like.
Yeah. So as you know, you go to one room, then it slides over, go up, it slides over. But then a lot of things, you got to go back to these rooms because you don't have the ability to jump high or the ability to break walls yet. So you double back quite a bit in the game. Like the map is so huge, when you like scroll out, you just see like this big open area of nothing. Okay. And I just got this little bit. I'm like, wow. Like, this game is really that big. And, man, will piss you off. Oh, my God. The difficulty in this game. I don't even know what I got it set at. I think I got it set at normal. But some of the tasks that they have you do, like, you gotta jump down. It's like, say it's razors on each side of the wall, and then there's a ground full of razors, but you got a little square where you could just jump down. You gotta jump to the wall, then you gotta dash, hit the other wall, then spring up, and there's razors all through there. You gotta do this while there's razors on each side, top, bottom, everything. Dude, I sat there and played that game. I was gaming with my homeboy. He was listening to me play the game. I got so fucking mad. I was like, you know what? I'm getting off the game. He was laughing so hard at me because he was like, damn, you just gonna give up? I'm like, dude, I've been trying to do the same level for an hour. I've been doing the same thing for 1 hour, and I'm just getting frustrated. I was like, I got to put it down because I was at the point where I just want to throw my damn stick. That's how mad I was.
Never play Super Meat Boy then, because the entire game of Super Meat Boy sounds like that one level.
Oh, man.
And that's like Super Meat Boy is meant to be challenging. It's supposed to be hard.
Yeah.
But pretty much every level in that game is set up like that.
Yeah, it is very challenging. A lot of the bosses, very difficult. Like I haven't went to a boss and just beat it on my second try or anything. We talking 20 tries.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like because they changed their combinations up, and it's interesting.
Okay.
So
I hope it does well because Prince of Persia hasn't had much going on in a long time.
Yeah.
I think the last Prince of Persia game was on like the 360.
I think it was 360.
PlayStation 3, 360.
3, yeah.
And those games were always good. Like all the ones on the PS2 and up through there. So at one point they were talking about doing a remake of that first Prince of Persia game on the PS2.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened to that. They've just gone quiet on it and haven't talked about it. So
yeah.
So hopefully this thing does good and it makes whoever, is it Ubisoft that makes it?
I don't know.
Okay. I want to say it's Ubisoft because I'm pretty sure the Prince of Persia team went on to make the Assassin's Creed games. But basically I just want to bring Prince of Persia back in a bigger, full-fledged game, you know?
This is totally different. It's very comic booky. It's very cartoony and comic booky, but it's awesome. Like, I'm going to let you borrow it so you can just dick around with it. But when you get to a point, you're going to be tight. You're going to be so mad. Like, yeah, fuck this game.
I'm sure I will.
Yeah. But, man, we sitting over here chopping it up. We ain't even talking about our beer.
Damn Yankee.
Yes. Damn Yankee. From Southern Barrel Brewing Company.
An IPA, 6%.
Yeah. I picked this up when I was down there in Hilton Head. Went to a restaurant one night. Walked in, just get, just quick little bite. I was the youngest person in there.
Really?
Everybody in there was 70 and up. Silver haired. Man, I was really the youngest person in there. Besides the workers, I was the youngest person, and I'm 44.
Yeah.
But
I like that on the side of this can, it has the pronunciation, Damn Yankee.
Yeah. It's cool. Got this guy with was that sunblock on his nose, got his shades on. Look like he coming down south.
Sunburnt.
Yeah, he's definitely sunburnt.
It also says the definition for a damn Yankee is a northerner that moves south. So that's us.
Pretty much. Yankees. But let me shoot out the spot that I got it from. I got it from this place called Daddy-O's.
Daddy-O's.
Yeah. They was right across from the place where I ate at. Just silver hair people, golf carts. There was no cars. It was all golf carts. Let's see what it do. That's an IPA, all right.
Yep. It's an IPA. It's not as heavy-handed in the citrus flavor as other IPAs I've had, which I kind of like from it. Like, I don't feel like my mouth is just being slammed with grapefruit.
Oh, you can taste the grapefruit, but
it's in there. It's just not
heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not bad. I like it. It's kind of like a light IPA, I would say.
I agree with that.
They've been in the refrigerator all week, so they nice and cold.
Yeah, no, they got that condensation going on them.
Oh, yeah. I wish I had a colder refrigerator. You can get some ice chips in there.
I used to have a mini fridge, and I think I've told you about it before.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it was. The dial on the mini fridge, it had you could set it to 3, and it was like 3 out of 10 kind of thing.
Yeah.
You set it to 3, and it would cool drinks right to the point of where they started to freeze.
Oh.
Like to where you'd start getting those little tiny ice crystals in it. Like you'd take a can of Coke out, take a drink, and you would feel like the tiny little ice crystals.
Oh.
It was fucking amazing. And if you just turned it to 4, turned the whole thing into a freezer. Like it was amazing. It was like from the 1970s. It was tan, or no, it was yellow. The door was yellow. The body of it was tan. Okay. And it had the peeling chrome for the handle and stuff. Like
it had the wood grain front.
It had a wood grain sticker on the handle. Yeah, across the handle.
That's an old one right there.
Yeah, but it was fucking perfect for drinks, and I would always put my drinks in that thing.
It reminds me of a place that I don't even know if that place still in business anymore, but it was a store in Cleveland called Economies. Mm-hmm. Coldest beer in the city, hands down, coldest beer in the city. We used to drive across town to go to Economies to go get beer.
Oh yeah.
When you pour the beer out the freezer, out the refrigerator, the frost just goes right up the bottom. Okay. Oh man, Bone actually raps about Economies.
Really?
And you hear them in one of the songs. They shoot out Economies. Mm-hmm. That's man. I'm telling you, that store right there. I don't even know if it's still there, but I remember going there, and I'm talking about the coldest beer in the city, hands down. Like we would drive 25 minutes out the way, past I don't know how many gas stations, how many liquor stores, how many convenience stores, just to go here. Yeah, man. So now let's go ahead and get into our game.
Cartridge Club game.
Yeah, we didn't do Cartridge Club last week because we had a guest. Mm-hmm. But this is what we played, everybody. Godfall.
Yep, Godfall.
Godfall for the PlayStation 5. What is your thoughts?
I think it's a very okay game.
Yeah.
Like it's a very okay game.
I can give you that. I liked it. It wasn't, it wasn't great. Mm-hmm. But from what people was reviewing it as, just terrible.
Yeah, I don't think it's anywhere near as bad as what people were giving it shit for.
It's not terrible by any means. It's playable.
Yeah.
You could play it and enjoy it. Mm-hmm. But it's not great, but it is fun.
It's a very 6.5 out of 10 kind of game.
Yeah. It's kind of in the middle.
Yeah. It's not bad, but it's nothing great. They very blatantly tried to copy God of War PS4. Mm-hmm. And I feel like they were just slightly off in everything.
Yeah.
They wanted to have the weight, and the button controls are carbon copy. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't feel as good as God of War. Because I think what they were missing is the momentum that God of War carries. Because God of War, when you have Kratos and you swing your axe, you swing it the one time, now you've all of a sudden got button options. You can hit square again and he reverses it. You can hit triangle and he continues the spin. It's or you can do this, you can pull your shield up and it changes how his movement goes. It's everything you hit in God of War after that first hit of the square button is 10 different options you have at that moment. Mm-hmm. Whereas this game, I feel like it really just kind of devolved into pick the weapon best for the fight and then just spam square and occasionally use your abilities,
Yeah, I can give you that. I can't really complain because I paid $5 for it.
Yeah.
This is a $5 game and it's worth about $5.
No, I wouldn't be mad playing that for $5.
Yeah. I didn't know it was co-op though.
Is it?
Yeah, it says solo or co-op.
Oh.
Huh. It might be fun with friends.
Yeah.
This is definitely better than Fallout 76.
Yeah.
This is 100 times better than Fallout 76.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no. What I really liked about it, the art.
Mm-hmm.
The art looks really good.
Yeah, graphically it looks really good.
Yeah, it looks good. The costumes and like everybody looks great.
Mm-hmm.
The villains look good.
Mm-hmm.
I could play this.
Yeah.
Like, it's nothing that would turn me off. I could sit here, if I ain't got nothing to do, I'll sit there and I'll throw this in and I can get through it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not terrible. It doesn't bore me that I'll just turn it off.
Yeah. The one thing on the graphics side of things, one thing that I noticed, because when I play games, I slow down and I'll stop and I'll like look. I like seeing how the levels are put together and stuff because I play around with game makers like Unreal and Unity and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And really, I just enjoy building levels out in there. So I kind of have a bit of an understanding on how putting together a game world is.
Yeah.
So I like to step back, and just kind of look at everything. Be like, oh, they did this here. That's a cool little idea to, you know. One thing I noticed about this game was I had stopped. I think it was like the second or third level. Mm. And I had stopped and I was just looking. And I noticed a lot of the trees, the trunks of the trees were swaying. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. You really don't see that in a whole lot of games. Like, it's usually the leaves are moving. Yeah. And then the trunks are just solid. So I was kind of like looking around. And then I glanced up. And the leaves are not connected to the trunk of the tree, and the leaves have no animation.
Really?
So it's just the trunk of a tree moving inside of like a bush of leaves, and I was just like, oh.
I hadn't even peeked that.
I was just like, that's a little weird. Like if you're not staring at it like I was, it looks fine. Like you don't notice it. But I stopped and I looked at that and I was like, what is going on there?
I think the costumes in here will make really good cosplay.
Mm-hmm.
Like if
expensive but really good looking.
Yeah, you 3D print the hell out of a lot of stuff, but the main character, he got like this lion face or lion helmet. It looked badass.
It does, yeah.
And his sword looks good. I liked it. It wasn't terrible. Mm-hmm. Like so.
The only mechanic that copied from God of War that I genuinely hated was the shield, the throwing the shield. Mm-hmm. Because like God of War, you take your axe, you aim it, you throw it, and then you just immediately recall it, or you can go fist to fist.
Yeah.
In this game, they give you a shield, and you can throw the shield, but it's a cooldown power-up.
Yeah.
So you throw the shield, and if you miss, it comes right back to you like a boomerang.
But you gotta
and
wait.
And then you've got to wait 30 seconds before you can do anything with it again. And it's just like, well...
yeah.
And then they throw puzzles at you where it's like, oh, hit that thing off in the distance. You throw your shield. You missed the first time. Now you got to stand there for 30 seconds and wait for it to recharge.
Yeah, it got to recharge back up. Yeah, that is absolutely... You're absolutely right with that. It's like this game, they had a certain budget. Mm-hmm. They met that budget and then they just stopped.
Yeah. It's not a bad game. Mm-hmm. It's very mediocre. I don't see myself going back to it ever unless I just ran out of games I wanted to play, which is never going to happen.
Well, my quest to play every game that I own and beat, I have to do it because I have it. So probably once I beat it, I'll never play it again. Mm-hmm. But it's playable. $5.
Yeah, no, for $5, it's a fine game.
Yeah. So where are you ranking it at on our cartridge club, sir?
I think I'm going to put it in between Cathedral and King of Route 66.
Ooh, yours is low.
Yeah.
It ain't as high. Mine ain't that low. I'm going to put it in between Sphinx and Cathedral.
Okay.
Because I don't know if I ever play Cathedral ever again.
Okay.
But Godfall, I can see myself playing that again.
I think I'd go back to Cathedral before I went to Godfall.
All right. So go ahead and read it off, sir.
All right. So on Eggs' side, we've got Sphinx, Super Mario Wonder, Spider-Man 2, Bayonetta, Returnal, Jet Set Radio, Cathedral, Godfall, and King of Route 66. On LSD's side, we have Returnal, Super Mario Wonder, Bayonetta, Spider-Man 2, Sphinx, Godfall, Cathedral, Jet Set Radio, and then King of Route 66.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is it right there. Here's our Cartridge Club. And our next game for the Cartridge Club is Nier Automata.
Yes, one of my favorite games of all time.
So this is going to be like number one for you.
Yes, this is... I'm already telling you this goes to the top of the list.
Yeah, I already know it. Like, I might as well just write it up there now.
You might as well put it there now. It's not... I don't know if we could play any other game that's really going to knock it down.
Wow, that high.
There's a few games I like more than it, but I think in a modern sense, in the last between PS4 and PS5 of the games that have come out, Nier Automata has been my favorite.
Nier Automata. All right. Well, that is our next one for the Cartridge Club. So now we about to get into the liquor side of things. Let me go ahead and shoot this Yankee. Do they think this is what we drink up north or something?
I don't know. I don't know.
Again, shout out to Southern Barrel. I mean, it's not bad.
It's not bad, but it's very light.
Yeah.
You see,
light.
up north, we've got this thing called snow and ice.
Yeah.
Which leaves us cold and bitter.
And all we want to drink is beer or liquor.
So we don't drink light stuff like this. We drink things that are much like us on the inside, cold and bitter.
Right. So, while I was in Daddy-O's, this lady who was working in there named Trish, she told me to try this. I told her, about the podcast. And she was like, hey, try this stuff because the old people, because I was around a bunch of old people, they come in there and get this for colds and says knock the colds out of them. So this is called Rumple Menzie. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Yeah, like Rumpelminze. Peppermint schnapps liqueur.
Yes. They say you do a shot of that, it's going to clear up a cold. It's 100 proof.
It's 100 proof, yeah. 50% alcohol.
So, I don't think we should sip it. I think we want to take some shots.
Take a shot of it.
Yeah, so. Yankee. Whew, it stink too. This shit smell like scope.
It's like toothpaste.
Oh, sir. Have you been drinking? No.
Yeah. You want to smell my breath?
All right, let's pour it up, man. Let's see what happens. This shit thick. Wow.
Tell me, take another smell of it and tell me it doesn't smell like Colgate.
Yeah. The toothpaste, Colgate, Scope.
Why is that so thick?
I told you, I'm like, that's thick.
It doesn't look it in the bottle. Why is that so thick?
I'm like, this is thick. But she said, like, you do a shot of this will clear up a cold. So
your sinuses.
let's go ahead and shoot. You ready?
Alrighty.
Let's go.
Ugh. That's peppermint.
Man, that shit cleared it up. I could breathe like... Wow.
That's minty. That's for fucking sure.
Yeah.
I'll tell you though, it doesn't taste like it's 100 proof.
Nah, it goes down smooth.
Goes down smooth. There's no burn. It just tastes like you chugged a candy cane.
Yeah. Like, that feeling that you get after you eat like a peppermint or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly how my mouth feel.
Yeah.
It's...
I mean, that's something you say for Christmas when the family's over and you give everybody a shot of it at Christmas. That's like a Christmas morning shot.
Yeah. This is very Christmassy.
Because genuinely, it just tastes like peppermint. Liquid peppermint.
I don't know if I can take another one.
I don't think I could. I don't like peppermint enough.
What can you cut this with?
I don't know. Maybe
Kahlua? Kind of like a coffee or
yeah, because I'm trying to think, like, what do people normally put peppermint into,
like
drinks wise? All I can think is
hot
coffee.
chocolate.
Hot chocolate, coffee.
Yeah.
I can see it in hot chocolate.
Yeah. Kind of, it'd be like what's the drink where they it's like kind of mint coffee, mint chocolate chip.
Mint chocolate chip.
Yeah.
Use that to make ice cream.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could. It probably wouldn't freeze.
That's what that shit tastes like, mint chocolate chip. I don't think I'd do another shot of this.
No. I don't think I could.
This is cough medicine.
It's not bad. Like,
yeah, it's definitely a one and done.
Yeah, it's not a drink you sip on at all. But it's not bad. Like, I'm not repulsed by it.
No, I'm not. But this is, if you drink a bottle of this shit, you're an alcoholic.
Yeah. Like, I like that more than the Jamaican stuff we had.
Oh, by far.
But yeah, no, you can't really sip on that.
This is not as low as that Jamaican stuff or that the Indian. Oh yeah. But you can't sip this. This is, yeah, she was right. This is, you take this stuff when you got a cold or a sore throat, knock it out.
Those old guys are onto something.
Right. Right.
That goes in the medicine cabinet.
Facts. It do. Don't put this in your liquor cabinet. It goes in the medicine cabinet. Oh man, that's good stuff. But
I can see, I genuinely, like, going to bed, you got a cold, a bit of a sore throat, take a shot of that.
Yeah.
Right before bed.
Yeah.
Maybe the alcohol will help you sleep a little bit, and then it definitely clears up the sinus.
Yeah. Or put it in like some tea.
Tea. Oh, that's another great one that would go into tea. Yeah.
Pour it in some tea. Go to bed. Some nighttime tea. Just pour a little shot of this in there. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And it's got a strong enough peppermint flavor. I think a shot in a glass of tea would be more than plenty.
This fucking size of my mouth is like still tingling.
Mine are a little bit.
Yeah. This ain't gonna be high in our drink awards.
No. It's not gonna be at the bottom though.
It's not, yeah, definitely not at the bottom, but it's not gonna be up high. I'm gonna go ahead and open up another beer to get that cinnamon out.
Well, when you first brought that out, I was thinking it was cinnamon.
Yeah.
And I was worried because I hate Fireball. I can't do cinnamon drinks. I'm sure at some point we'll have one, but I'm not a fan of them.
Yeah, because I said I'm going to start drinking stuff that I don't like. And I despise gin. And I'm going to buy a bottle of gin one of these episodes.
Yeah, we'll have some at some point. But from what our friends have told us, you're supposed to mix gin. You shouldn't drink gin. So I think... Can we go one fucking episode without a loud ass burp in the mic?
That's my trademark. Leave me alone.
I think we'll have to ask some people, like, hey, what do we need to mix with gin? Like, what do we?
Yeah.
Because from my understanding, you just don't drink gin, and I've never really had much gin in general. So
I've had gin a couple times. That was my grandmother's drink.
Oh, really?
Tanqueray. That was her drink. And Beef Eaters. That was her drink.
Okay.
Like, I don't like the smell of it. It's so gross. So now on to the real topic of the show.
Yes. Which is a little different than our normal topics.
Yeah. And I feel it's important because without this, you wouldn't have that kind of sort of. And we're going into toys.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Toys.
Which this is a topic that you're much more qualified to talk about than I am, as you're a much bigger toy collector than I. Like, I've got a stupid amount of Bulbasaur plushes, which you can see one on screen, I think, behind you. But I collect a few toys. Like, it's not like there's no toys sitting in the room around us, but you're far more into it than I am.
Yeah, I've been collecting toys. I've been collecting toys for about 10 years. And I got into it just due to the stuff that I had when I was a kid, and I wish I had kept. Because the stuff that I had when I was a kid are worth thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Like G.I. Joes, Transformers, all that stuff is worth big money. And I have a lot of the Gen 1 Transformers now. I got a Gen 1 Devastator. I got Gen 1 Starscream. I got Gen 1 Soundwave. And all of them worth a lot of money. And, you know, I like them. I don't sit there and play with toys or anything like that. But I buy them and I display them. Like right behind me, we got Devastator.
Oh, yeah.
I bought him. I bought that at one of the shows we went to.
Yep, I was there with you. I had to convince you to buy it.
Yeah.
Because you were like, I don't know if I want to spend the money.
Because it was like $100.
Yeah.
You know what it's worth now?
7.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I had to convince you to buy it. And I'm pretty sure that's exactly one of the points I brought up. I was like, it's going to go up in price. I was like, if you don't buy it now.
Yeah. And I bought that one and I bought a Gen 1 at the same time. So I bought both of those. I spent like $200. That one's worth 7. That Gen 1 I bought is worth $250.
Okay.
So I wish I kept everything that I had. Because I had a ton of G.I. Joes. I had the aircraft carrier. I was one of the few kids to have one. Those things are going for like $10,000.
Yeah, and I don't think I've ever seen a complete one in person. I think I've seen a couple. Like I've seen probably 5 or 6.
Yeah.
But it's never been complete. It's always missing a flag here or missing like the plug-in piece on top, whatever that was, the like the housing thing or whatever. Like it's always missing something. And they're still like $5,000.
It's not complete, but one of the stores near us, he has 2.
Yeah, he has the 2 of them. One on the top shelf, and then he's got one
like in
sitting.
the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has 2. And I think he wanted $5,000.
Yeah, for the incomplete ones.
Yeah. But just the box alone, just the box is worth like $1,000. But if you got it in the box, sealed, complete, it's like $10,000. Probably more.
Probably more now, yeah.
Yeah.
Because everything's just going up in price.
Yeah. So, like me, I collect games, I collect toys. I got a lot of Transformers, Legos. I got a lot of RC cars, and some action figures that I have. And all of it's valuable. Everything I have is valuable. It's like you come over and you be like, damn, man, where you got all these toys? I'm like, shit, that's $500 right there. You don't know that, but it's $500 sitting right there.
Yeah.
I can sell all this shit right now and be up.
Yeah. That's part of the whole collecting thing. And when I say collecting, I mean actually collecting, not hoarding and calling it a collection,
Right.
A lot of people kind of look at collecting as a weird hoarding, like a hoarding with an excuse,
Yeah.
But in reality, a lot of this stuff is worth something. Like even the people that are like, I collect Beanie Babies, like
Yeah.
maybe Beanie Babies aren't as high on the in value as like games are now, but there's still value in that collection. And
it's like certain ones though.
Yeah.
It ain't all Beanie Babies, but if you got like these select few ones, they worth a mint.
Yeah. And I mean, the same thing with games. I've got games sitting there that like if I tried to sell it, I'd get 50 cents,
Yeah.
But then other games like, that's an easy $500 in my hand,
Yeah.
So it's like, it's just part of collecting. Like, I don't know. It's some people just don't see value in that kind of stuff, and they just look at it and be like, "Oh, why are you collecting toys?
Yeah.
Why are you collecting games that you'll never play again? Why are you collecting stacks of comic books that you've already read. Why, you know, it's like there's value in it.
Yeah.
Even if it's just like, I look at my shelves of games here, and that it brings me joy to be like, I've got all that. That's all mine, you know? You know? And I don't plan on ever selling it, but it's still also nice to be like, yeah, this collection's worth a good amount of money, you know? Like,
yeah.
It feels good. Like,
it feels good to be surrounded by this money.
It feels good to sit in a room and you be like, damn, this room's worth more than any other room in my house.
It's more than what I got in my pocket. I can tell you that. Like the Legos I got. Legos don't lose equity. People fail to realize, like, you see me buying like Legos, that's an investment. Yeah. Like, I spend $600 on this Lego kit. When I get ready to sell it, even though I put it together, that bit's $600. Legos don't lose no money.
Yeah, especially with certain franchises.
Yeah.
The Star Wars ones, they go up in price.
Yeah.
Like, when the Lego Death Star came out and the Lego Millennium Falcon came out, I wanted those so bad.
That shit like $900.
But yeah, they're insane now. Like, like to the point where I couldn't justify owning one. Like,
I've had the money in my hand a few times, and I could have bought it, and I was like, I can't. $800, man. But I really want that fucker. So I'm hoping that I can find it. You know how I come up on shit.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I can find it that way, but I really want a Millennium Falcon. That's like the piece de resistance in my collection. Well, I have maybe, what would you say, 20, 30 pieces?
Yeah. Yeah, around that.
Yeah, I got quite a bit.
Between built and unbuilt, yeah.
Yeah, I got quite a bit. And if I was to put a number on it, I probably got $7,000 in Legos alone. Yeah. Because I know that Bulldozer was like $600 by itself. Really? Yeah. Which is crazy. But what's cool about it and what's neat about it, you know, it's kind of like what I want to call shit. Anyways, that shit fucking relaxing as fuck. When you just sitting there and you just building, you just kind of focusing on that, and it just like kind of calms your fucking nerves. You know, you got you a good build, it calms your nerves, and it's just relaxing, you know what I mean? Yeah, Lego is always fun to build, just because there's something about sitting there and putting it together. Like, yeah, euphoric. That's the word. Yeah, euphoric. That's the word I'm looking for. And I feel like it's the same way with a lot of people do them, and I know you've seen them, the Gunpla, the Gundam models and stuff, which those are a lot more in depth because you're going in painting and, you know, everything. But it's that same, it's just fun. It's peaceful. You sit down, you got a book telling you exactly what to do. Yeah. And you just dig through this big pile of colors and bricks and, you know, and... Right. I'm not there with Gundam yet. One, because the kits are very expensive. Like, they're like $500-$600. Like, you can find like a small kit for like maybe $50-$80 maybe. But like the big unicorn, that's like $400 of just, you know, plastic. But what makes it cool is that, you know, you could paint them. You could, like, I've seen some very good artists who build them. They could paint them out, and they put like battle scars on them. You know what I mean? And they look amazing when they're done. I'm not skilled enough to paint that way. Oh, me neither. Yeah. But it looks fun to put together, but I know I'm not skilled enough to do it. And I feel like if I spend $500 on a kit like this, I'm going to fuck it up. And that's too much money for me to fuck up. I'm the exact same way, because I'm a big fan of Digimon. Yeah. And I have a couple of Digimon toys, and I'll bring those down here in a minute. But one of the things for the Digimon figures is that exact same thing. It's that plastic, put it together, glue it together, unpainted. And there's a bunch of them that are just really cool designs.
and I would love to get my hands on them, but I don't trust myself painting them. And unpainted, they just look like unpainted plastic. You know? Yeah.
They look crazy. That's like, our last episode we talked about RPGs, Warhammer.
Yeah.
It's all plastic models and stuff. The guys who paint these are fucking amazing.
Oh yeah.
Like, I've seen some stuff, you looking at it like, wow, you did this?
In such tiny detail, too.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, you can barely notice the fact that they went in and just put, like, a dot of yellow on something. But if you're,
right.
like, you're holding it under a magnifying glass, you can see it, and you're like, how did you do that?
But they
like,
doing that. They doing it with a magnifying glass. They take it like a little, fine little piece of, a fine, what you call a paintbrush, and they just put a little white dot in their eye. You would notice it, just by looking at it. But if you like really looking at it, you like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's insane. You got me hip to one of the stores around here, down there in Boozer Plaza. I can't remember the name of the store, but I've been in there a few times. And me and the guy, we pretty cool. I bought a couple of pieces from him. He has all the old Transformers, all the old G.I. Joes, Ninja Turtles, Funko Pops, Star Wars collectibles. He has it all. Yeah. And what was the crazy part of it, it's not even his store. It's his son's store.
Yeah.
His son's like 10.
Yep.
And it's his store. But he runs it with his son. And I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
That his son has his own business. He's still like in elementary. Like, he's younger than my son, and he got a business.
Yeah, I think now his son's like 13.
Yeah.
Something like that.
He's probably the same age as my son.
Yeah.
Or a little bit younger. But he owns his own store, and he got all this vintage stuff in there. I go in there from time to time, and every time I go in there, I spend at least $200.
Oh, yeah, I've gotten a handful of things from him. There's a couple like Voltron lions sitting over on the shelf over there. I got that from him. I got this from him.
Oh, right? Really?
Yeah.
Bulbasaur beef caked out.
Buff Bulbasaur. Yeah.
Damn.
I don't know if this is focusing. There it goes. So like, yeah, he's got a lot of stuff in there, and I know my dad goes there pretty often too, because my dad also likes collecting G.I. Joe and Transformers.
Yeah.
But like I said before, like I'm not as big into the toy collecting side as you are.
Yeah.
I've got some, and like I said again, way too many Bulbasaurs. If you're watching the video, I'll take a picture of my shelf. There's like 30 Bulbasaurs sitting there.
You do have a lot.
It's too much on Bulbasaurs, but then outside of that, it's just like a couple toys here and there. I've got like a couple Digimon toys. I've got some like Funko Pop stuff. I've got this bird. Like, I don't even remember what this thing's called, but it's just it's a bird that transforms into a cube. Like, but it's a Transformer-like toy, but I've got just some stuff. I've got those little penny cars, the Japanese penny cars.
Yeah.
I've got a handful of those, but I don't collect in the same way you do on toys.
Yeah. That's like the other day. I was at Walmart and I found some Transformers. They was in the pack. It was 2 in the pack. They were $24. So of course I look them up. One selling for $40. And there's 2 in the pack. I bought every one that they had. Every one. I cleared the shelf. I just sold one for $40.
Yeah.
And I still got 8 more. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not going to keep. I might keep, just 2, just for my collection. But everything else is for sale. And what's great about toys is, and people don't know that, you can sell them.
Yeah.
You can go to Goodwill. You can go to Salvation Army. You can go to garage sales. You can pick up these old Tonka trucks. You can pick up these old vintage Cabbage Patch dolls and shit. And believe it or not, some of them are valuable.
Oh, yeah.
Real valuable at that.
Oh, yeah.
And, it's just, I keep them because eventually I'm going to give them to my kids or grandkids or whatever.
Look, I'll tell you, don't do that. Because my dad regrets giving me his GI Joes.
Well, no, I'm talking about when, like, they know right now these ain't. You don't play with these. They know now. Like, hey, I don't touch this. These daddies. But after I'm gone, I don't give a fuck what you do with them.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But you know what I'm saying. But just know, like, hey, there's value here. Don't let nobody come in here and be like, oh, I'll give you $500 for everything.
Yeah, no. No. You give him $10,000. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
If not more at this point, you know.
Like I tell them all the time. Like if something happens to me,
this is your insurance. This is my insurance policy.
Sell that.
Yeah.
Do not let them come in here and be like, well, I'll give you $250 for everything. Tell them to fuck off.
Yep.
Like we got 30 grand in here at least. At least. Just some of them. Just the one RC truck that I have is $2 grand.
Yeah.
The one that I built. I probably got $2,000 into it. And it's still not finished. It's still not finished. Which is insane. You know, that one truck that I have, I think you've seen it. Was it the X-Max?
Yeah.
The one that pulls wheelies like all the way down the block? That's $1,200.
I believe it.
Yeah.
The RC side of things is one I've wanted to get into in a way. But every time I go to get into it, I'm just like, that's too much money for me to step into. Because I'm the weird person where, in like you've seen my racing simulator, I go like 2 steps further than I need to go for starting.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you could start here at the $200 RC car, but when Eggs wants to start into a hobby, Eggs goes, I'm going to start at the 800 to 1200.
You talking about balls in.
Yeah, like I'm going to go in. I'm going in. And then I always back out because I'm like, I don't have that money at the moment. But
Well, to be fair, you can go buy you a kit and you could upgrade. You don't have to go in. You know, you can just buy the kit and run ready. Fuck around with it. Then you could like put like different springs on it, different rims, different motor, different ECU. You know, you could do stuff like, oh shit, damn Yankee.
That's what it's called, damn Yankee.
You could do stuff like that. You know, you could upgrade because there's kits that are like super expensive. Like, I think I really want to get into the RC planes. You remember that lot that I bought?
Yeah.
Then I had, what would you say, about 80 RC planes? Probably more than that.
It was a lot of planes. I think it's probably like 50 complete planes and then like another 100 partial planes and then another 100 just wings,
like
another
and stuff.
Yeah.
And motors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I sold all that shit.
Yeah.
You know how much I paid for that?
It was like $100 or something?
$125 for all those planes. I sold all that shit. I probably made $8 grand off of that.
Yeah.
Easy. You know, and that was just a come up.
Yeah.
But, you know, people look at it like, man, this is junk. I'm like, okay.
I'm pretty sure a couple of our friends said that to you.
Yeah, they was like,
they came over, saw in your garage. They're like, what the fuck is that there?
Planes?
Yeah.
Yeah, shit, I just made $8,000. But like real, man, like I go to all the little, every time I see a garage sale, yard sale, I stop.
Just to see.
Just to see. Especially if it's out there in the country.
So you never know.
You never know. Because they don't know what they got, probably.
Hopefully.
Yeah, so they be like, shit, that old Atari, give me $5. Shit, run it. Oh, you want that, them RC planes? They don't work. Give me $10. Shit, here you go. You know, I throw that shit on eBay.
Yeah.
Macari, eBay, Marketplace. Like, I made a lot of money just selling toys.
Oh yeah.
And people, they come to the house and stuff. They be looking like, man, this boy got all these Legos. He got all these fucking Transformers. Everything you see in this bitch is valuable. You don't know that though, but everything you see in this motherfucker valuable.
I think it was the last time one of my sisters came to visit me. She was trying to be nice. She was sitting in this room with me, my game room where I got all my games and stuff, and she said, Well, I guess I just think it's nice that you found something to entertain you. I was in my head, I was just like, entertain me. This is value. Like,
right. Like, how many times, like, we go to toy shows, we go to Comic-Con, we go often. Mm-hmm. Every time there's a show or something, I'll hit them up. I'll be like, hey, man, there's a show in town. You want to go?
Yep.
And we'll go. We have a small budget, but we always go over budget.
Oh, yeah.
Every time.
Yeah, I'd say about 85% of the time we go over budget.
Yeah, after the cash gone, we pulling our credit cards.
We walk in there with $200 in our pocket, and we leave having spent about $500.
Minimum.
Yeah.
Minimum. But my point is, we've been to a lot of shows, and we'll see something, and the guys at them shows, they know what they got.
Yeah.
So what we get there, we be like, okay, here's this galactic statue I wanted. Mm-hmm. It's $1,200.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, I can't justify spending $1,200 on this. No matter how cool it is and how much I like it, I can't justify spending $1,200.
Yeah.
But
there's a lot of games like that for me. I know you've been there beside me when I'm just like, I really want that game, but I'm not spending $600 on this PS2 game. You know, like
there was a couple cases I was like, man, if you don't buy that shit, I'm about to buy it.
Yeah.
And then you ended up buying it, and then you make out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the Nintendo 64. I was like, man, if you don't buy that shit, I'm about to buy it. You made out.
I think the difference with that is like the Nintendo 64 was, I think I paid $150 for it.
Yeah.
And now it's like $350 if you want to buy an in-box Nintendo 64.
But yours
like
got
$400.
the extra.
Yeah, there's some extra cool stuff with it. And if you want to see that cool stuff, go check out my game room tour. I talk about it.
Right.
You know?
Matter of fact, go check out mine because he got more fucking views than I got, goddammit. And I'm jealous.
But there's when it's like something like that where it's like, oh yeah, I know the in-box version of this console, that's going to go up from $150. But you'll see like a single PS2 game, and it's like, yeah, this game is $500.
Yeah.
And it's like, how much more is that game going to go up at this point?
Yeah.
Because like there is a point where a game will cap out at what it is. Like a game in its box with its manual, that's going to cap out at some point. Yeah, you can go get it graded and that raises the price, but I'm not going to grade anything because that defeats the purpose of owning the game to me.
Because you want to play it.
Because I want to play it, you know? So it's like, do I pay $500 for this game now, or do I hope here in the next 5-10 years we go through another little dip and it goes down? Because some games do that.
Yeah.
Some games will shoot up, they'll sit there for a little while, and then they'll drop like $100 off of them. And, you know, so it's like,
I would like to get something graded, but it just takes so long to do.
And you have to pay a bunch for it. If it's something that's worth grading,
yeah,
and it's worth the value, the grading companies make you pay a percentage of the graded value.
Yeah.
It's not like, I'll send in this game
and it's $100 to get it graded. No, it's like 40% or something like that.
Yeah, it's like 40% of the game's value. So it's like, if you got a $10,000 game graded, it's like, give us $4,000 if you want your game back. And it's like, what?
That was like that comic book I had. Mm-hmm. The Spider-Man 129 with the first introduction of Punisher. Mm-hmm. If I'd have got it graded, it was $40,000.
Yeah.
$40,000.
So you would have had to pay them like $15,000.
Yeah. Just to get it graded.
To get it back. That's not like you get it back, you sell it, then you give them a percentage of it.
Right.
That's out of your pocket now. Before you sell your $40,000 comic, you've got to give them $15,000.
You know what I sold that comic book for? Ungraded?
What?
$10,000.
$10,000. That's not bad for. That's not bad for not having it graded, you know.
Shit, that's not bad for getting it for free.
Yeah. I'm still mad about that.
Man, I wish you would have came with me that day. That was the day you should have came with me.
Yeah.
You should have took the risk.
It would have been a whole different, like, we may have been splitting what we got out of that, but we would have gotten twice as much stuff out of that.
Way more.
So.
And I'm just sitting there just thinking about I think about it often. Mm-hmm. About all the shit that went to the trash can. Mm-hmm. Everything just went out. Mm-hmm. And I grabbed as much as I could.
Yeah.
Like, my truck was filled, front seat filled from the floor to the top, back seat, floor to the top, trunk of my bed filled. Mm-hmm. And I sold all that shit. And I didn't pay for none of it. That was the best fucking day of my life.
Spent, what, $30 on gas and...
If that.
Yeah.
I just missed a day at work.
Yeah.
Best day ever. But they had some collectible, they had some toys in there. Mm-hmm. But it was like other people there too. They knew what that shit was.
Yeah.
So, they grabbing all the good shit too. And I'm like, fuck, man. But when I started seeing like the old boxes of comic books, fuck it. Boom, boom, boom. I'm grabbing all the old comic books. Yeah,
see, I think you made the right decision because there were the people there that were going through the comics individually being like, oh, that's a high value one. I'm going to take that. That's a high value one. I'm going to take that. So you just started grabbing the full boxes. And running them before people could go through them.
Yeah.
And that I think you made the right decision on that because you didn't know exactly what was worth what.
Yeah.
So you just said, get these boxes out here before the people picking the high value ones can go through them.
Yeah. If I was fucking smart, I'd have rented a fucking U-Haul trailer.
Yeah, but I mean, the same reason I didn't go is the same expectations you had going in. Like, there's a couple $1,000s here.
Yeah, because when I sent you the picture, you was like, yeah, there's a couple grand in there. Mm-hmm. And all we saw was just video games at the time.
There was one picture that had like some video games in a room.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the pictures of the thing were like, oh, he's got a refrigerator,
Yeah.
And then it was like, you got there and it was like, oh, there's just stacks of entire series of comic books.
I've never seen that many comic books in my life.
Yeah. They just neglected to post the comic book pictures.
When I say it was probably 1,000 boxes of comic books, mm-hmm. It was 1,000 boxes. Like this long of fucking comic books.
All sleeved,
cardboarded, everything.
Yeah.
I know it was shit signed by Stan Lee. Mm-hmm. Man, I sold all that shit and made out. All that shit.
I'm still upset.
And I still got some basketball cards. Mm-hmm. I still got those basketball cards. And they Magic Johnson. I'm just waiting for him to die.
Isn't that sad?
That motherfucker had aged 30 years. I'm just waiting for him to die. But, like, for real talk, man. Like, toys. Like, if you got old toys at your grandmother's house, you got them in the attic, go check them out, man, because there's money in them.
Yeah, if you think of somebody like... Even just like stuff you had as a kid, if you think about it and be like, oh, I think I left that in my parents' attic when I moved out. Go fucking try to find it. Like,
real talk, man. Like if your grandmother been living in the same place for 50 years and mm-hmm. you still have toys over there, hey, go over there, dig them out, check them out, look them up on eBay or whatever. Mm-hmm. And you'll see the value, man. Yeah,
you might be surprised. Transformers, G.I. Joe, like Power Rangers, old Power Ranger stuff Power is up Rangers, there. Tonkas, Lego, Tonkas, Hot Wheels. There's various Hot Wheels that go for some crazy prices.
Yeah, the Red Line series, mm-hmm. crazy prices, man. Crazy.
It's just like if you got those toys sitting around somewhere, just try to go look for them. Like maybe you'll luck out.
Yeah, you might find your old Voltron kit.
Mm-hmm. Voltron goes for a lot.
Oh man, what?
Voltron's crazy because like my dad, that's his series, that's his show. That's
see me and your dad kind of like we were around the same age a little mm-hmm. bit, and like when you said he was in the Voltron, I was like I was in the Voltron too. Mm-hmm. If you had the Lions, man, you was in there. But if you had the Voltron cars, that was like beyond.
The vehicle force.
The vehicle force. And people don't know they had a vehicle force, but they had a vehicle force, man.
Did you know there was a third series of Voltron that never came out here?
Here?
Yeah, it was like the Beast Force or something.
I ain't hip.
It was like a lion and eagle and stuff like that. Yeah, it was what was supposed to originally come out here, but Japan accidentally sent us Voltron. Like the one we got.
That was the best accident ever.
Yeah.
I fucking, like, if you compare the new series to the old series, mm-hmm. I don't like the new series.
I thought it was fine.
It was fine, but if you compare it to the new series, see, the new series, they kind of made it like a sitcom. Mm-hmm. So it's like, you know, every episode left you like with a cliffhanger or whatever. But with the old Voltron, you fought a road beast every episode.
Yeah, it was a Monster of the Week style.
Yeah. Every episode, it was a road beast. This one, no road beasts.
Yeah.
None. Not a single road beast.
I was going through, I pulled out, I got a VHS player recently. And King Buns was over here, and I was like, he asked me if I had any VHS to really play on it. And I was like, the only thing I got is the first 3 episodes of Voltron on VHS.
That VHS got some date on there. You could tell just by looking at it.
Yeah, what's it say?
1983?
84.
84. I can tell you the first 3.
I was looking at the back of it, and I was like, yeah, I got this. And I was like, I forgot about the road beast with the fucking twisty nipples. The drill nipples.
Go ahead, get to your point, because I got a story. Go ahead.
I handed this to him, and I was just like, yeah, this is what I got. And he was like looking at it, and I was looking at the back while he was looking at the front, and I just started laughing. I was like, I forgot about the fucking drill nipple road beast.
Yep, yeah, drill nipples, man. Like, look at this, man. This boy is dated. It's by Sony too, man. Mm-hmm. Hands down, one of the best fucking cartoons of the 80s.
It's a great cartoon. It
is a great cartoon. But when you talking about nipples, so there was a cartoon called Transzor Z.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
I think it translate over in Japanese as Mangalore Z.
Okay.
But over here it was Transzor Z. So it was like a robot guy sitting his head. He was like this kid. He kind of looked like Speed from Speed Racer. Mm-hmm. He run in this house. He'd go downstairs. He had like this secret thing, and then the pool lets out, and then this big ass robot flies from the pool, and it was Transzor Z. Mm-hmm. All right, but the female counterpart, I forgot what her name was, but she was a pink robot, and she had missile nipples. So she's shooting there, fighting and stuff, and fucking rockets come out of her boobs, man. Oh my God. What the fuck is wrong with them?
I don't know, man. And on that, let's go ahead and end this. Let's end this on robot nipples.
Oh my God. Hey, follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. I'm fucking feeling this damn Yankee.
Yes, I don't know if it's the Yankee or if it's the 100 proof shot.
It's definitely the Yankee. I
don't know, because I can drink 2 6% and not feel much. I'm feeling more than normal, so I think it's that shot of.
You might be right. Yeah. Yankee. All right. I'm LSD.
Nah, I'm Eggs.
Peace.
See ya.
I fucking love Voltron.
Voltron's great.
Your dad gonna be hyped like, oh, they talking about Voltron.